Good morning, everyone. Happy September 1st. Can you believe it's here? I was just speaking to a good friend, and she had said how this year is well known for a transitional year. And I don't know about anyone else, but amen to that. Wow. So many things have changed in my life this year. So many things, so many endings and new beginnings. It's just, I can't even hang on anymore. I'm just like, whatever, bring it to me. So hopefully that means coming up, I know I'm bringing up January, 2020 will be more smooth, more of, okay, all these changes happen. Now how can I live in today and enjoy my life? So today we're going to talk about asking for what you need. This has always been something I've been very, very good at. And if any of you guys read my blog, it is because for too long I was trying to be someone I wasn't, because the person that I felt I truly was not accepted by others. So for me, for my healing journey, and for me to really feel fulfilled and be myself, I needed to learn how to use my voice. It was very important. And I needed to learn how to establish boundaries, which is a passive way of using your voice. So what I want to inspire you today is, too often we want something and we don't ask for it. Or we ask for it, we downplay what we want. So let me give you an example. Me as a matchmaker and even as a coach, I'm constantly challenging my clients to stand up for what they need or what they want and make them non-negotiables. We all have things in our life that we want and we're not willing to negotiate on. Yet when we ask for them, we first say, I know this is going to sound bad, or I'm sorry I have to ask you of this, or I know it's too much to ask. We downplay what we want before we ask it. And what that does to the other person is they don't feel it's that important to you, right? How many times has someone gave you 1,001 reasons why they can't do something without just saying, I can't do that, right? They sugarcoat it before they give it to you. So when you ask for what you want, just come out and ask. And if the person doesn't understand or feels they cannot deliver that, it is up to them to let you know that. That is not up to you. The only thing you can do and the only control you have is how you behave and how you ask for what you need. There's another way you can do it, especially in your intimate relationships, is you ask for what you want and then you ask your partner and say, can you tell me back what I need, right? Because then they are delivering it back to you and you can see if they understand what you asked for. Because sometimes they don't, right? We all have different languages. We all have different perspectives. So sometimes it's good for them to give you back to you. There is a word for what that's called and I can't think of it right now. But giving back to you, okay, what you said is this, is that correct? So asking for what you need is so, so important. And the number one thing that happens in relationships, I see it every day because I'm speaking to everyone every day about their relationships. I'm involved in several relationships myself, is we don't ask for what we need and then we get mad at the other person for not giving it. How crazy is that, right? They can't read our minds. I don't care how long someone has been with you. Take that out of the equation and just speak up for what you need. If the person is giving you what you need, you're never going to need to speak up. And the more you say what you need, the more people around you understand and will give you what you need, of course, if they can, right? We always have that situation where they can't give it. And that's the other aspect of this. Sometimes we are afraid to ask for what we need because we're afraid someone's going to say they can't deliver. But honestly, if you're not asking, you're running into them not delivering anyway. So what is the harm in asking? Think about that. So the next time something comes up where you're like, I really need this, I'm not getting this, use your voice and ask for it and watch the magic happen. When we all use our voice, we all get what we need. When someone can't fulfill what we need, then we have time to negotiate, or we have time to walk away and find someone else that can fulfill that. Or we discover that we can give it to ourselves. So often we look to others to give us something that we can fulfill for ourselves. It's all about getting to know you. And this new healing journey I'm on, I am discovering even more about me. You guys, we are dynamic beings. We grow and change every single day. So the more we can take time to be still with ourselves, be quiet, journal, do new things, do something new in your life. Take a quiz about personality, love languages, whatever it may be, and get to know yourself where you're at today and what you need. It's so important because no one can read your mind and no one can give you what you're not asking for. I hope you find this helpful today. I love you all. Have a beautiful Sunday, whatever it brings you. And thank you, those that are watching today. It means so much. Until next time. Good morning, everyone. It's Courtney with your Sunshine Minute. Today, I'd like to talk to you about acknowledging your pain. We live in a society where pain makes people uncomfortable. So we chase pleasure not to feel pain. We deny the pain we're feeling. We find alternatives to make us feel better, addictions, compulsive behaviors. And I am suffering, or I am experiencing the consequence of that now in my life. From as long as I can remember, I was taught that pain makes people uncomfortable, that people don't want to talk about pain. So when I felt pain, I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know what to do with it. And so I stuffed it inside, I denied it, or I found unhealthy ways to distract me from the pain I was feeling. So my message for you today is experiment with, do some self-discovery with how you are coping with your pain. What are you doing with it? When you feel pain, what do you do with it? And with others, when they feel pain, how does that make you feel? Because what tends to happen is we see someone else in pain and we don't know what to do, right? Because it triggers something in us. We can feel our pain with their pain and it makes us feel uncomfortable. And we don't know what to say or do. We feel like we're going to do something wrong. The best thing you can do with pain is acknowledge it. I acknowledge your pain. I am here for you, whatever you need. A hug, talking, quiet, whatever you need, I acknowledge your pain. And you can do that with yourself. Put your hand on your heart and say, I acknowledge my pain. Just saying that is putting out to the universe to heal. You are being proactive in your healing by recognizing this feeling you have inside. So important, and I'm learning that more and more as I'm going through this healing journey. I had a very powerful interaction in therapy the other day. I am in a group therapy class. It's 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. And I'm also doing one-on-one therapy 1 hour a week. So I am jumping in because I am committed to getting better and to discovering what I did, what I created within myself to survive, because there's a better way. So I'm in therapy and we discuss our homework, and it brought up a very painful experience that I was having. And after the end of sharing my story, I had someone in the class look at me straight in the eyes and she said, I am so sorry for the pain you're going through. That must be so difficult for you. And she looked me straight in the eyes with so much love, and I just broke down. She acknowledged my pain. She made me feel worthy by saying, I feel you, I hear you, I see you. So when you see someone in pain, acknowledge their pain. When you're feeling pain, acknowledge your pain. That is the way to healing. I love you all. I hope you found this helpful today. And I wanted to share something super exciting and scary with you. Scary because being vulnerable and being open and honest with what you're going through and who you are is scary. So I have been asked to be a guest on a podcast one time a week and to share my story. And it's called First Wake Ups. I shared it in the group probably about a month ago. It's a podcast with Ryan and Amber that I absolutely love, First Wake Ups. And I'm going to be their guest speaker or I should say their guest client for an hour each week. And I get to share that with you. So I hope to bring that to you every Thursday as our happy hour. And we're going to grow together. I'm bringing you on my journey. I love you all. I love myself. And I truly believe that we help and heal others by sharing our story. Have a wonderful day. Whatever it brings you, feel your pain. Be present with it and acknowledge it. Alrighty. Have a great Sunday, guys. Until next time. Good morning, everyone. It's Courtney with your Sunshine Minute. Today, I would like to talk to you about stop, pause, and breathe. What I mean by that is when something comes up that takes our breath away, whether it be good or bad, we tend to react. And what I am learning through this healing journey is if I just take a second to stop and pause everything that's happening, just stop in your tracks. Like you have a bear in front of you and you can't go any further. Stop what you're doing, pause, and take 3 deep breaths before you make a decision, before you choose to react. It has been so powerful for me. I've had some stuff come up this week that before I learned this technique, this tool, would have got me very upset, and I probably would have reacted and felt bad about my behavior later. And instead, when something comes up and I feel it affecting me in a negative way, I will stop, close my eyes, get into my body, take 3 deep breaths, and ask myself, what do I do now? Is there anything to do? Is this personal? Is it attack towards me? I really check in with my body and see how I feel and what is coming up for me. Because usually we are taking it personal. We're thinking whatever is happening to us. And usually it has nothing to do with us. Or it's triggering something in us and we're remembering something in our past where this was like that and we assume the same thing is going to happen to us. And that comes up and we react on that. So by taking that pause, taking a deep breath, and really reminding yourself, I am here now. What is this trying to tell me? Is it trying to tell me anything at all? Is it affecting me? It helps you make a more logical decision, a more peaceful decision, a more healing decision, something that you're not going to have to clean up later. And it just takes seconds. So next time something comes up, before you react, before you do anything, stop, pause, and take 3 deep breaths. So on the positive aspect of this, say we are out doing something and something comes up that is beautiful, that we love, that makes us excited. Enjoy that moment and use the same technique. Stop, pause, and take a deep breath and really take it in. And I even follow it up with, I love this moment, I want more. I am finding it is so helpful for me. Number 1, to be present, but number 2, to stop reacting and to really check myself and ask, is this about me? Is this an attack towards me? Is there something I even need to do? So I hope you found that helpful today on this rainy Sunday in Seattle. And I hope you guys have a beautiful week. And until next time. Good morning, everyone. It is Courtney with your Sunshine Minute. Today I would like to talk to you about asking instead of assuming. I think most of us do a lot more assuming than we even can imagine. This is coming up for me a lot lately because through my healing journey, I am learning new ways of interacting with others. And what happens is the people closest to you assume you're going to behave the way you had before, or assume you're going to react the way you have before. And have you ever been in that scenario where someone just assumed when you said something you meant something else, or someone assumed you were going to behave a certain way? And it's almost like putting a label on you, like you have no choice. And it's very frustrating because no one's asking you, how do you feel about this? What did you mean when you stormed out of the room? What was your intention? And it can be very frustrating on both parties. When you are the assumer, just think how much energy it takes to try to figure out what someone means or why they did what they did. And how easy would it be just to ask them a question and say, what was your intentions with what you said? Or you said this, do you mean this? And just getting a clarifying question. So I like to put myself as if I was at a business, right? And your boss asked you to perform a task. You wouldn't assume he or she meant this. You would ask as many questions as possible so you know what he or she is asking and how to perform, right? So take that into your everyday life. If you are ever in a situation where you question, I'm wondering what they mean by that, ask for more information. We tend to just go off to, I think they meant this, or they probably meant this, or it felt like this, and we make that our truth. We are playing this game with ourselves constantly, and most of the time we're very far from what the person really meant. So go throughout the week, this week coming up, and ask yourself, am I assuming, or do I have all the facts? If you don't have the facts, ask questions. I promise you, it takes a lot less energy on both parties, but number two, a lot less arguments, a lot less misunderstandings, a lot less blaming when we ask the questions instead of assume. I hope you found this helpful today. Have a beautiful Sunday, whatever it brings you. And those out there watching today, thank you so much. That means a lot. And share with others if you think someone could get some help through this. Because I know it's been a major issue in my world, assuming instead of asking questions. Until next time. Good morning, everyone. It's Courtney with your Sunshine Minute. Today I want to talk to you about opposite actions. And I use the example of feel instead of blame and breathe instead of argue. So this is coming up for me through therapy, and that has been a technique I've learned that has been so valuable. And it's all about taking a pause before we react. Your first reaction is usually always coming from something from your past, a bad experience. It could be a good experience if it's a positive reaction. But what we need to do is take a pause and breathe and feel what's coming up for us so we can really determine, am I here now? Is my reaction warrant to what's going on? So, for example, someone says something to you or you read an email and you get that feeling in your stomach like, I don't like this. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and feel what's coming up for you before you react. Just take a pause. Breathe and feel the feelings. You will discover so much about what's going on for you and how you're feeling, and there's a lot less to clean up later. So think of situations throughout your life, throughout the day, where automatically you want to react or you want to overreact. And those are the times where we take a pause, we breathe, and really ask ourselves, what's going on for me? Why am I getting upset? Why am I getting overly joyful? What's coming up for me? And how do I want to behave in this situation? It is so valuable. It is a tough technique to learn. But I just say stop, pause, breathe, and feel your feelings. So try that today. See how that feels for you. Hello. Hi, beautiful. Kristen's on. Thank you so much, sweetie, for watching today. I miss you. My beautiful friend from Desert Hot Springs. So really sit with this today. Sit with this technique. It has taken me, I am on week 4 of my therapy. Actually, I'm going into week 5 of my therapy, which is super exciting. And it's really working well for me. It's really working well for me to take an opposite action. So let's go into that. Taking an opposite action. So say that you want to react and be negative, or you want to blame someone. Take an opposite action instead and say, thank you for sharing your feelings. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. What can I do to be better? Versus, you said this, you made me feel this way. That is an opposite action. So anytime anything comes up for me and I want to react one way, I choose to react the complete opposite. And it's working really well. Because we get in our patterns, we get in our comfort zones, and we do the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. So take an opposite action today. When you want to do one thing, do another and see how that works for you. So I have exciting news. I've been talking to you guys about that. I am getting very vulnerable and sharing my story of what I'm going through, because I find that when we share our stories, that's how we connect with others. That's how we help heal others. That's how we validate others and validate ourselves. And I have an opportunity. I've been asked to be on a podcast, which is called, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, The Coaching Experience with Ryan and Amber. It's on iTunes. It's also on Stitcher. And I am their guest, and they are coaching me through several different series or sessions, and it comes live this Tuesday. So every Tuesday you'll get to see a new episode with me sharing my story. It is very honest and open and vulnerable. It's very scary for me, but I truly believe that that is the way to healing myself and healing others. So please join, watch, share, subscribe for it. And when you're ready, I'm here to hear your story. Yes, it is very exciting. Yes, I'm very excited. So it starts this Tuesday. I will put a link in the comments below of this video. And have a beautiful Sunday, whatever it brings you. And I will see you next Sunday. Until next time.